David Linden.
I'm afraid with 3 minutes I can't possibly do justice the many emails and constituents who wrote to me, but suffice it to say thank you to Lorraine Deakins, Ellie Woodburn, Caroline McGarvey, Geraldine Kennedy and Marie Christie, all of whom live in Glasgow East and are affected by fibromyalgia, and I deeply regret that such a pathetic time limit means I can't read out their testimony. I'm actually quite upset about that. I do want to just touch on a number of issues that were raised also by charities, one of which is around this issue of training and education, because there's clearly an inconsistency amongst GPs, and I think that there's a real need for GPs to come into alignment on this, because we cannot have what seems to be a postcode lottery for some of our constituents who, if they've got a sympathetic GP, then that makes all the difference. No, I won't, because of the time limit. The issue of work capability assessments is a major issue as well. I understand that guidance was worked up with one of the charities in Maximus. I'd be grateful if the Minister can clarify whether or not that guidance has been cascaded through the DWP for decision makers. On the issue of reasonable adjustments, I think that point has been covered well enough, but I do think that there is a role for the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy to play there, and I hope the Minister can have conversations with our colleagues. On the issue of alternative medicines, I think we would all accept that patients know their bodies best, and so it's very, very important that we respect the wishes of patients, and that's very much a message to the health practitioners. And then just finally, because I do want to show some courtesy from my honourable friend from Strangford here, this issue of social media platforms, one of the major concerns that was raised with me is that social media platforms are hosting these groups where misinformation is being perpetuated, and also that there are groups where people are talking about suicide. I think there's a real responsibility for social media platforms to get a grip of this. But as I say, I'm very conscious that many people want to speak in this debate. Many people put in to speak had the courtesy to do that. And so on that basis, I will stop talking and allow other colleagues who were here at the beginning of the debate to contribute.